So I bet today when you woke up, you didn't think, you know what, I want to read an encyclopedia. Well, guess what? This encyclopedia that I'm going to tell you about is one that you're going to want to read, especially if you are a wine lover like myself. We are talking about the new Sotheby's Wine Encyclopedia, and I am so excited to bring in Jamie Ritchie to our show today to talk wine. Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, and thank you for having me on your show.
I am excited to talk about this. Now, I want to let everyone know right from the get-go, we're not talking about some little magazine. This encyclopedia, I mean, we're talking, it is a thick book, right?
It is a 800-page book packed with information about how to grow vines, how to make wine, the flavors that are influenced in the winemaking process, about the grape varieties, about all the regions. So it is 800 pages of dense information, which is a great reference book as well, and also wonderful maps and images to bring it all to life.
Oh, look at that. Well, let's talk about the pandemic. I'm feeling maybe a little bit better about myself as I was preparing for this interview, because during the pandemic, maybe I've had an extra glass of wine or two during the past few months. But in reading, I don't think I'm alone. Have we seen that increase in wine sales?
Yes, we have. Obviously, as people can't eat out in restaurants or travel or go to hotels, we've seen a lot of increase in home consumption, and we've seen people really look forward to enjoying their favorite wines, but also expanding their horizons and trying different grape varieties in different regions. And yeah, a lot of Zoom calls and Zoom tastings, and so people have really embraced that and explored their horizons and learned more about wine and why they enjoy it and why they love it.
You know, speaking of expanding horizons, I've got 2 points I want to get to on this one. First off, the cost of a bottle of wine. Now, a few years back, I used to be a stickler about, you know what, you can find good wine right around the $10 mark. And I still think that that is so true. And I feel like more and more wines that are trying to go under that $20 bottle. Is that fair to say that price tag sometimes doesn't determine whether or not it is going to be a good bottle of wine that you should maybe expand your palate to?
So I think the one thing which we're very lucky with today is that we're drinking wine, and whether it's $10 or $20 or more, yeah, that is buying us a lot better value than it ever did in the past. Yeah, what we know about growing grapes and keeping them healthy and making wine that is interesting, enjoyable, more elegant, more subtle, more nuanced is incredible today. And so the money we spend on wine, we're getting a lot better value for money, and you can absolutely find wonderful, enjoyable wines under $20.
And the other part of that question that I kind of wanted to talk about and expand on, about people expanding what they normally go to, the different regions. What are you seeing? Are you seeing different regions, or regions starting to get more popular these days? What are some of your favorites that people maybe can keep in the back of their mind when wine shopping?
So I think there's a movement from big, powerful alcoholic wines towards more nuanced and elegant wines, and we're seeing that really across the globe. And so we're seeing the Chardonnays in California become more mineral and more fresh and less heavy and oaky. We're seeing that in being reflected the same in Burgundy. We're seeing Riesling becoming more interesting, and that grape variety, with the freshness and the exuberance there. We're seeing Pinot Noir, which is probably the height of elegance with the red wines, which is traditionally from Burgundy. We're seeing a focus in that area too. So more nuance, more elegance, more balance, more finesse, less one-dimensional heavy alcoholic wines.
Pinot Noir, you're speaking my love language right there. That's my go-to. I'm curious though, I know in so many like beauty products and things, you see a lot of the organic stamp and people are trying to go clean beauty. I've also seen that on wine. What does that really mean when you see organic? Is it just a buzzword that people are using now for advertising purposes and putting that buzzword on? What does organic mean? And as a consumer, can you tell the difference?
So in terms of flavor, I think it's very difficult to tell the difference between an organic wine and a non-organic wine. But in reality, the same as all the consumer products, we want to be putting healthy things into our body, and wine we put into our body and we enjoy it. So we don't want any unnatural products in that. So whether it's sustainable agriculture or organically grown grapes and naturally made wine or biodynamically made wine, which is using the cycles of the moon, it's all a positive movement demanded by the consumer and embraced by the producers to make natural products, and wine is what more natural product can you get than wine?
I like to think of it as like a helping of fruit, when I'm coming to my servings every day. I totally buy in that the wine is healthy. Along the same lines, I want to ask, what does biodynamic wines mean? I've seen that as a buzzword as well.
So this is a further evolution along the organic lines, and so it takes organic principles and it uses the cycles of the moon to do certain preparations in the vineyard, and so it's really sort of one step further on from organics. I think again, I'm not sure you can taste that in the wine, but you can certainly see it in the health of the grapes and the vines, and so it's a further movement in that direction, and a positive one.
Well, we have less than 30 seconds, Jamie. And so in closing, though, I always think pairing something I really struggle remembering and always have to end up Googling it. But since holiday gatherings may be a little smaller, but people still want to have that correct pairing, what's the rule of thumb to keep on hand?
The rule of thumb is, do what you like, drink what you like with the food you like, and put it together. That's generally good. And the other one is, if a type of food comes from a certain region or country, like pizza or pasta from Italy, think of using an Italian wine, so an Italian red wine, maybe a Sangiovese, and that's a very good rule of thumb. And champagne and sparkles go with everything.
Sparkles go with everything. And of course, you can pick up the new Sotheby's Wine Encyclopedia for yourself. That's something else that's good to have on hand. Jamie, a pleasure today.
Thank you very much. A pleasure being with you.
Cheers to you.
Bye.